rather than endorsing a living artist. So these are all things that we have to deal with.
Big complex.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Yes.
And
I always kind of am depressed when I go there. I always feel they want the enamel from your teeth.
Based on what you're saying, I did a sabbatical and worked with art management, non-profit art management, and I worked at the Gardner Museum as a site. And it was curious
Oh,
because...
you mean the ceramic?
Yes.
Oh, well, I want to. Please come in.
Okay, thanks.
And they wanted me to know nothing about the ceramics, and I went there because I wanted to learn about it.
I want to show you, and I'm going to take you around, and I'm going to show you. I have, for an amateur, a vast collection of ceramics, and actually am secretly sort of thinking about having my own ceramic museum. And I'm going to show you. And with art, ceramics, and anything else, fantastic things can be right under the nose, but few can see it. And in Dolores Hidalgo, which is a ceramic town, I have bought aggressively for 21 years, really aggressively, often 15 or 20 things at a time, because I know that what they have is much undervalued, quite fantastic, often museum quality. And for better or for worse, I have bought, over a period of 21 years, a comprehensive collection of what was being made at that time. So you see, it's sort of important. The Gardner Museum...
Curious place.
Well, the Gardner Museum, you have to tell me everything about it, but Mr. Gardner, according to what I think, the collection was put together very quickly. Wasn't really a deep passion, and I think was sort of a tax write-off.
Exactly. His wife was very interested in porcelain and ceramics, and he realized that the price of porcelain was accelerating. So he bought and opened this museum, and it was a tax price. He didn't want children in there. We had to sneak children under the age of...
Well, children for this property, which is in a way kind of like the Nutcracker Suite for kids. Children are hugely welcome here. And I have never, ever in 21 years had any concern for that. Children, I actually think with adults, if people go into, I don't know, sort of esoteric environments, the environment dictates behavior. And
We
people
did the Raiders of the Lost Art for the pre-Columbian collection. Kids would race, looking for the cat, looking for the animals. Mr. Gardner did not like it.
Well, Mr. Gardner, see, real art collectors, I'm not one. I'm an inquisitor, not really a collector, but real art collectors, part of being a collector is to share your collection with people. I mean, you can't collect and then not show people and not let people enjoy it. Otherwise, why do you have it? And the great collectors of the world help to eliminate civilization because it's a great gift to people that otherwise couldn't see those things. You have to share it. That's why this property for me is, all people are welcome and anyone who wants to stroll around can, and basically, and if they're interested they can come and see because it has to be shared. You don't want to just rattle around. And there was this guy, and I have actually done this 2 times. At the age of 40, divested myself of all material possessions which bought this property. And I had thousands of things. And there was this guy in Toronto that the sales of everything were for 5 days at Waddington's in downtown down Toronto. There were stampedes on the street to go and see all the stuff. And this guy, for the preview, which was set up like the house, he kind of came in and he said, and he was a collector of stuff, and he just said, I don't know how you can do this, I just can't let anything that I own go. And I thought, you are the living example of what I don't want to become, where you are possessed by your objects. So by the selling of them, with the exception of about 3 things of the thousands, once they were sold, I never thought about them again. It was actually 2 things of the enormous collection that I had of stuff. One, strangely enough, was a sort of sculptural lamp that an artist had made. It looked like an unfinished structure in New York of a skyscraper with globs of cement on it. I really did like it, and I sort of almost wish I still owned it. And another thing was, and the only other thing, was a round painting that was purchased in France, and I was at a world championship, and I was, even in those days, very dictatorial. And the Canadian team was traveling in this bus, and I said, we have to stop here, and the bus and the driver, and it was in Lyon, France, and I ran in, and for $250 bought this beautiful, beautiful round head of a young child that just ignited joy when you saw it. Just beautiful, and to punish myself, I sold it, but now it's a like £1, but sort of, kind of.
You have a picture.
No, well, you know, and I don't know why all these people are taking photographs like in the world.